Hey, Sludge Underground listener. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to share something exciting with you. Have you checked out our merch store yet? We've got some awesome gear that you'll love, from comfy tees and beanies to caps and sweaters. Whether you're a long-time listener or just tuning in, there's something for everyone. Plus, every purchase supports the show and helps us keep bringing you the content you love. So head over to sludgeunderground.store and grab your favourites today. Thanks for listening and supporting Sludge. Now, let's get into the episode.
Today we delve into the origins and offerings of Cape Town's most relentless death metal band, The Fallen Prophets. We have Peter and Daniel with us. Guys, what's it like being on KSI's rotation?
Weird.
That was the weirdest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, it was a very weird week. Yeah, it was very unexpected, but cool.
How did you find out? Did you see it yourself first, or did someone send it to you?
So one of our followers sent us a message on Instagram, like, look here. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
then I made sure it was not like AI generated or something.
I genuinely thought it was AI generated.
Yeah.
But yeah, because none of us are on TikTok, and I think it was only on TikTok at first. I think it came out on Instagram Reels not that long after, but it was very good.
Now, KSI, you might not expect him to be someone who listens to your music. But if you could get into anyone's personal playlist, who would it be and which song do you think they would enjoy the most?
I want to say Joe Rogan for the vibes, because I think Peter would be the funniest guest on Joe Rogan ever. God, that would be awesome. But
Joe Rogan is a good one.
Do you know who I would love if I found out they listen to our music is any of the Springboks.
Yeah,
dude, can you imagine even jamming to one of our songs? That would be cool. And what song? What's our most mellow song?
Do we have a mellow song?
No, we don't. I don't know. Okay, it's a difficult one to say what song it would be.
Yeah, Fatal Invocation.
Fatal Invocation, because that's the one.
We eliminate the worthless, definitely.
Yeah. Well, whichever one's the top of our Spotify.
Yeah.
Because that's what most people do. They click on the top song, they listen to it, and they're like, this is gack, and then they carry on.
So Joe Rogan showing the Springboks the latest from The Fallen Prophets and leading them in with Fatal Invocation.
Yo. Can you in the pocket coming out to a Prophet song?
Yeah.
Considering you are celebrating 10 years as a band, I've prepped a bit of a retrospective to look at some of the fine and furious moments of The Fallen Prophets. I've got a question for every year and then some, so we're going for nostalgia but brutal. To begin, The Fallen Prophets made their official introduction into the live circuit in 2014. How has the metal scene changed over the years, and what is it like in Cape Town lately?
You can also.
Well, since then, I would say there's only one or two bands still remaining in the scene since they.
Megalodon.
Yeah, Megalodon and Mind Assault.
And Mind Assault is still going.
Yeah, what I know of now.
Oh.
But it has improved very, very nicely over the years.
The band's put in more effort to take it more
it's
seriously
more professional than just getting drunk and jamming and stuff like that.
We don't do
that. We've learned a lesson.
Less death metal though, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you remember
the old
War Insane and
the
War
90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of death metal bands. But now it's a wide variety for everyone to enjoy.
Well, by 2015, you were regulars at metal venues. One thing I'm curious about is, did you always wear blood on stage?
For the most of the early days, yes. But then we were like, not anymore, because our beddings and the house was so red afterwards and stuff. And the showers,
Well, what happened with Jan outside Raw the one time? He was I think he was taking a nap in his car or something, but he was covered in the stage blood.
Yeah.
And then someone thought that, like, this is a dead guy, like, sitting in the car.
That happened to Francois as well. He was driving and the police pulled him over. So whose blood you got on you? And then I had to explain and show him the gear and stuff. So yeah, and I think we just outgrew it, man. It was like a statement so that everyone knows that, oh, the Fallen Prophets is playing. But I think we crossed that bridge and yeah, we don't need that, stuff anymore.
Joined the end of 2020. And I think that's when they decided they're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I've only ever played one show with
the
Stage
blood.
Blood.
Oh, then that was the end of it, yeah.
And it was quite uncomfortable. It takes a while to get off. And your skin's got like this red tint for a long while.
Cool in theory, but I can see how that might give you more trouble over time than it's worth. In 2016, you released your debut album, Slaughtered at the Altar. Has the Fallen Prophets always been so conceptual, or has it grown that way over time?
I think you could probably speak more to it about back then. But I think at least now, it's kind of the songs are written and then a concept is kind of derived out of the songs. I don't know if it's very like ever that conceptually based. Like, yeah, did you have like a storyline or something when you wrote the lyrics for the first few albums?
No, like I just write the stuff. I don't know. I don't really think when I write. It's just my hand just goes, and then at the end of the thing, then I read back to myself what I've written, and I'm like,
cool. That's what that's about.
I need some help up in this bitch.
So you just write what you feel and then look at it as a collection and then realize that there's like through lines and connections and then assign the meaning?
Yeah.
Like we kind of had a happy accident with these last two albums. Perpetual Damnation was sort of like all the songs kind of were about that, like the entity on the cover and how it was like this evil force like to take over the world. And that was a happy accident that kind of all had a similar theme with the lyrics.
Yeah, definitely.
And then this one, and we decided that we're just going to use the same character. And then like a wretched offering beneath the veil of fate. It's like it all kind of told the story of like how the being came into existence and how it was like summoned. so it was just like a happy accident that it worked out that way. It's like, it's our prequel to the last album.
Is it a happy accident, or is it the being summoning you to summon the songs, to summon it, and we're all just summoning everything?
That sounds way more brutal. Let's go with that one.
Let's go with
that one. Write it up.
Then in 2017, you released Death Conquers Life EP. Is it coincidental that you alternate between releasing EPs and albums, or is that an intentional pattern?
Good question. Yeah, I think I would say that's just an like album, EP.
It was never intended
EPs
that way.
Literally hit a bit harder for me than an album. I mean, people listen to a few songs on an album and they like that songs, but if them a few songs, then they will probably like everyone.
I also think that's probably another happy accident. Like we could start writing an album and then be like, oh, well, let's just get it out. We have 5 songs, EP. And then, it's just the way that it's kind of gone, that it's been album, EP. And I'll probably carry on going like that.
The recipe works, let's leave it.
So then if you basically drop as soon as you have enough to fill an EP or an album, does that mean you are always writing?
Yeah, Daniel is a machine. I mean, this pumps it out like rabbits. This guy just pops the songs out, and it's really amazing. I would say we like writing new songs. It just keeps like the blood flowing. You're not stuck on the same stuff forever and stand still as a musician. You always push ourselves to write something better and better and better.
Yeah, we have a cool workflow going because like I said, I'm a bit of like a bunny rabbit when it comes to writing songs. Like I've written 2 this week that I sent through to the band. And then from there it's like for Perpetual, we had, I think, 15 songs. And then we whittled that down to like the best 10 and then took some riffs from the other ones and put them in and like that. And then Francois was really good at that. He kind of oversees a lot of the pre-production. So I'll just take all the stuff that I've written to him and then he'd be like, okay, that's cool, but let's take this riff from that song and bring it in over here. And Peter is just the fastest lyric writer I've ever seen. Like, I was lucky enough to write some lyrics with him for this last EP, and we did Wretched Offering. But he came over, and I think from no lyrics, I'd written like chorus lyrics. So from just that to having the song demoed was maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours.
So that, yeah. and it's cool because you remember, like, okay, I'm doing this verse, you take the next bit, and then while I'm busy with that, you're like, cool, I did this, and then you try it, and then we go to the next. Yeah.
The harmonies and everything, how the vocals must flow, figured it out right there. On the spot.
Yeah. Death metal's easy.
Yeah.
But Peter, explain yourself though, bro. Like, how do you just spit all of these things out? Like, do you have an ongoing journal or some kind of technique, or is it just like inside and it needs to come out?
Permanent brain damage. No, I really don't know. It just happens.
Well, basically, what he wrote one song, and then he just plugs it into like some online thing, and then it just changes like a couple words, and then we just use that.
He's talking shit. What else? For spelling, though, maybe. Definitely use that autocorrect.
We get to 2018 and you play a Rockstart Extreme Fest in Romania. You also win a South African Metal Music Award for Best Metal Band. Which means more to you, an award or a slot?
A slot, definitely. I mean, this metal award stuff... yeah, I would rather play a nice show and entertain people than win an award, I would say. I don't know, how do you feel?
I didn't get either, so I'll take what I can get, really.
I promise we're getting to your entry in the timeline.
Well, they are, let's hope.
In 2019, you reissue your work with MMD Black, and we get an official music video for Nothing to Kill, Nothing to Feed. It can be a big decision to start working with a creative team, and I'm sure there were a few signs that you were ready to take it to that next level. So when do you think a band should take that next step?
Getting signed. That wasn't, yeah. That was more like a PR thing that we did with MMD Black. So yeah, we got our music in Japan and all those type of stuff around the world. Yeah, I wouldn't say we were like signed, like it was an official label signing. It was more like a PR thing. But yeah, I like doing the band like ourselves, then a record label taking over and just...
Not necessarily record labels, but more mean like people to help you bring the entire vision to fruition. So people working on your music videos or your cover art or taking care of publishing. When should you as a band start looking to collaborate or outsource the other aspects of your music career?
I think it's kind of cool to, build relationships with people because I suppose things like your artwork and your music videos get tied to, your brand in a way, if you can think of it like that. Like if you look at Cannibal Corpse, they have the same guy that did a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
The Slayer guys, they had the same guy doing a lot of their art. They had Rick Rubin doing a lot of their albums. Like so we've got a guy that's obviously done our last two, and I think we'll probably stick with him for a long while.
Of course it works.
Yeah, and we have a good relationship with him. We have a guy named Calvin. Shout out to Calvin. What band's Calvin playing in now?
Oh God.
Calvin plays bass in Oh God now. He's done our last two music videos. He did Beneath the Veil and he did Eliminate. So yeah, it's cool to have like these working relationships with people. As for like taking the next step for bands, honestly, I think get by as much as you can with like what you can do by yourself. Because ultimately it's just good skills to have as a band and to grow. But I think taking that next step all depends on how professional you want to be. I don't know. Do what you want. I don't blame you that.
You do you.
Yeah.
I would say just what works, man. I mean, if it doesn't itch, don't scratch there. Yeah.
Well, that's a good saying.
Yeah.
If it doesn't itch, don't scratch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't scratch.
If it doesn't itch, don't scratch. Nice. Then in 2020, we get the Relentless Killing Motivation album and we meet Andrew Mayne. Tell me, does Andrew exist in the same universe as the nameless figure, and will he ever be back in the lore?
No, he's dead and gone. He got death so hard in that album.
Yeah, no, he didn't have a good time through those like 11 songs.
He did not.
It was basically like the intro track was "Hi Andrew," and then let's see what we can fucking do to you.
Yeah, we tormented him.
So no redemption, no resurrection for Andrew Mayne. Sorry, not sorry.
No, dead.
And then lockdown interrupts your tour plans, but you write, record, and release No End in Sight EP with features from people like Chris from Velvetinia. Tell me, how has their input changed the way that you hear your songs?
I didn't write it. I only joined afterwards. Don't look at me.
Look at me.
I got nothing to say. I will say, basically, you guys releasing that album was the reason that I joined the band, though.
Okay, now look there. It worked. Yeah, it was cool to have artist feature like that. Bring more new dynamics to each song. Yeah, that was basically why we did it.
And Francois also said, like, Francois always used to be the lead guitarist, but it was never really his thing. Like, he was never that interested in doing, like, super shreddy solos and stuff. And they wanted that sort of stuff on the album. So that's why they got, Chris and Ollie and all those guys to feature. And then basically after that, they're like, cool, well, we need a shreddy guitarist now.
And then
I got the call.
I WhatsApped him.
Yeah. Then they viewed my LinkedIn profile, checked my CV.
You will come play for us.
And then I didn't have an option. Peter came into my bedroom in the middle of the evening. He stole me away.
Stood there behind his bed looking at him for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Thinking, I think this guy can shred.
So yeah, and that's basically how that happened. Thought Andrew Mayne had it bad.
Daniel, it's 2021. You're safe. You can finally tell us. What did they make you do? Did they make you audition?
Oh, I can't tell you what they made me do. It was, it was, yeah.
Keep that in a box and never open up that again.
Yeah, I know. It's tough times. No, but it was an easy introduction, I suppose.
Yeah, he came there, shredded it, and like it just went on from there.
Tough shoes to fill, though, especially Shane, Justin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shane. He passed away not that long after. But his solo on that album was on The Beast, right?
Yeah, The Beast. Yeah,
that solo was so intimidating to kind of fill those shoes. But it's good. It kind of pushed me as a guitar.
If we're looking at 2022, you reach 175K on Spotify. By now, you're a regular at things like Metal for Africa events and Wacken battles. You've noted that death metal is not just a genre for you, it's a way of life. So what does that mean? How do you embody the elements of death metal when you're off stage just living?
Don't drink pink drinks.
That shit will fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah, wear shorts in the winter.
And when it gets cold, you wear 2 shorts.
Yeah. I don't know if we embody death metal. I mean, we just love death metal.
We just love the genre, but the music is where it all lives. I mean, like, if we don't practice like a month or the band stands still for like for some reason, then I can feel it in my soul. I feel like there's something missing in my life. Like I need to be around my bandmates, practicing, doing shows. If that's not there, then I feel like very incomplete.
The cool thing was, like, that's almost the worst time is when we're recording albums and stuff, because then we're not gigging. But we're actually so close as a band. We hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if we're not gigging for a while, I mean, Francois and I watch a lot of rugby together. Francois and Peter are basically brothers. I see Peter all the time. We're going to spend the whole day together now and buy some lekker lamb chops. So, yeah.
It's just nice having in your life something like this.
Nice.
We're holding hands now.
And then in 2023, you reach 1 million streams on Spotify and you play Ramfest. Again, which one means more to you? The streams or the slot?
Both.
Definitely, it must be.
Yeah.
Because you play shows so people go listen to your stuff afterwards.
Yeah. So it's good to have both. The Ramfest were unbelievably fun shows. Pretoria was awesome. Jack Parow might have been the coolest live show I've ever seen. Me and Francois were partying so hard because we'd finished playing and then we just went and jolled to some Jack Parow. That was good. But yeah, the 1 million streams was a big thing. I sent to my high school friend group with the screenshot of it. Made my first 1 million, boys. But obviously it's not the 1 million that, we were kind of going for, but it's 1 million.
No, we did it.
In the same year, we get your latest album, Perpetual Damnation, and the nameless figure wreaking havoc. You've just mentioned jolling to Jack Parow, and even though bands like Bloodbath, Cannibal Corpse, and Hypocrisy brought you together, you each have your own music taste outside of metal. So what do you each listen to?
You go first. I know you...
Not metal.
You like your country.
I would say 90s, 80s music. I like that. I grew up with that.
Now this morning we were listening to Radar Love, Carry On My Wayward Son.
Yeah,
all that
classics.
sort of stuff.
Good music.
Yeah, we all like the classics. But everything. I just like good music.
Yeah, we just love music.
I've gotten really into some old Beatles stuff. Beatles because I'm a massive music theory nerd. The Beatles stuff is very cleverly written. CCR probably were the best songwriters ever, I think. CCR are so good. I'm the biggest AC/DC fan in the entire world. I've got the Lord God himself, Angus Young, tattooed on my arm. Fleetwood Mac, Rumours is probably my favorite album. But I always say Carry On My Wayward Son's probably the best song ever written, as far as I'm concerned. I love that song. And then Jack Barrow's pretty lekker as well.
Alles is pile.
Ja, alles is pile, bro. Alles is pile. Sometimes if it's a rugby day or we don't generally like Afrikaans music, but sometimes it's such a vibe.
Ja, val met die brandeventjie.
Het jy al op die plaas gehoor?
Ja.
Ja, op die plaas, ja, die boere gaan ons vang.
Die landlord
gaan ons uitskop op die plaas. Yeah, that song gets me in a mood sometimes. And Early B.
Yeah.
I think that the Springboks should walk out to Early B. Potta. Yeah. Yes, that song's also a vibe.
I like the South African music scene. There's a lot of good artists, yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice being South African.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So support all the South African music.
Now it's 2024 and your new EP, Primordial Instinct, is set to drop this November. We've just gotten a taste of it from your last single. And as I understand it, your main genre is brutal death metal. It's obvious when we hear Dylan's raging blast beat. We've got Peter and Francois growling about gore and chaos, Mark's bass bubbling from the underworld, and Daniel's fiery riffs making us sweat. And then, true to genre, you switch it up with things like a baroque section in Beneath the Veil of Flesh. When you're writing, do you ever have to rein each other in to keep that essence of death metal intact?
Not really.
No, not really.
No. If it sounds dark and evil, and the kind of classical baroque romantic era music kind of leans itself to that.
Yeah, and it fits perfectly.
Yeah. So, but if I come with like a reggae riff over like a death metal beat, I'm pretty sure you will punch me in the face.
In the dick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that won't work.
No,
But I haven't done that yet, so we'll see. For the next album, I'll throw an Afrobeat section in or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fresh. Keep it fresh.
You've mentioned that Primordial Instinct is a prequel to the last album. You've got 5 gruesome tracks that explore the backstory of the nameless figure that haunts your cover art. And the music video for your recent single follows a possession event. So, considering you work with pretty strong imagery and dark symbolism, do you have any spooky recording stories?
No, it's literally like almost a comedy show if we do something.
Yeah. Any like weird moments that happen during
that's just
practice.
us being stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not really anything creepy. We're a lot more light-hearted than the music would suggest.
Yeah. Very fun guys. Like to have a lot of fun.
Now, Peter, you're a founding member of this band. If you think back to your original idea for the Fallen Prophets, how much of that initial plan do we see in the band today, 10 years on?
Literally how I wanted it my whole life. Since when I started this thing. I would say now the band is on its best state it could be with the members and just how everything is. If I could talk to myself 10 years back then, I will say, just relax, but everything is going to be okay. It's going to work out, dude.
And to celebrate a decade of brutal tunes, you're playing at Daisy Jones Bar on the 9th of November. Tell me, who else is on the lineup? What made you get these bands? And what can people expect?
Start off Ita Alderley, which is Cam, he's the Slam Dank owner and the nicest guy. He's always treated us very well when we go there or when he comes down and does his shows this side. And I mean, him and Dylan have a really good relationship and they nerd out about death metal drums all the time. So yeah, excited to have them down.
And Doom Trigger,
also,
awesome dudes.
Yeah, very, very nice dudes. Yeah, shout out Kenny, you're an absolute legend. And yeah, they have cool music, man. It's very like metalcore-y, not our sort of, not anything kind of close to us, but man, they put on a good show as well. And like they do like harmonized clean vocals as well, which is also so awesome to see live. Who's up next on the board? Sunken State. Also, lacquer dudes, good show, groovy riffs.
And then he's Space High, Megalodon.
And the Space High.
Yeah, so this show is just going to be, I hope you have life insurance. And yeah, it's just going to be a brutal show. Nice and heavy.
Get your affairs in order and get your tickets. Now, I know that you usually like to do an entire playthrough if it's an album launch, but if it's just a normal gig, you have so many songs that, you could just do your greatest hits. So how do you build a set?
There's some songs that we tend to keep in the set, just because either they're the most popular or they're the most, or they're the best like live songs. There's always like a slot for like 3 or 4 songs in the set that we can kind of just change out, which are, I wouldn't say we have a greatest hits.
No.
We're not.
They all hit hard.
Yeah. But yeah, we sometimes argue about what songs we want to play because it's getting to the stage now where there's a lot of songs. Especially for this 10-year show, we want to do something off every release. Just a couple releases. How do you choose what you want to do?
We're already busy with the next album.
Oh, jeez.
So if you say that you sometimes disagree with which songs can go in a set, How do you usually resolve disagreements as a band?
The one with the most people voting for one thing, that like a democracy.
Yes, it's very democratic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you want something and the rest don't, then sucks to be you. Move on. Accept the fact that you lost.
And but I will say it can be that 3 people in the band want one song and 2 people in the band want one song, but one of those people is Francois.
Yeah.
He will argue that point dead. He will make sure you know that that's the better song.
Yeah.
So majority wins, but also Francois.
Yeah, listen to Papa Frana.
And then if we're looking at the scene, what is something that really earns your respect for another band?
I suppose all the things that you'd kind of want to see in a band is being professional and putting on a good show.
Respect for other people.
Yeah.
And putting on a good show, yeah.
And don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be an ass.
Oh.
That's basically, it's very straightforward.
Yeah, it's very easy. Just don't be a puss, and you're good to go. Yeah. And practice your freaking instruments
And your personality.
Practice your instruments and your personality, and then you're good to go.
Practice your instruments and your personality. 100%. So my last question before we wrap up the episode. Halloween is coming up. What are your plans, and do you dress up as a band?
No, I think the 10 years is the last show for the year.
Yeah.
So far that we know of, I think,
No Halloween plans yet, though.
No Halloween plans.
We'll probably all go out together and do something stupid, though.
Yeah.
Peter and I are going to dress up as Princess Leia and Han Solo.
Oh, my God.
He's going to be Princess Leia.
No, fucking Princess Leia.
Someone needs to go as the nameless creature.
Oh,
Jeez,
that would be
a lot of
mission.
makeup. That's a lot. Well, actually, because the creature's got 4 arms. So I can go on your back and be your other 2 arms.
There you go. And then, we just got to see you out on the streets.
Oh, we'll get locked up for sure.
Yeah.
That's true. Never mind. Guys, what a lacquer way to end off. Which track from The Fallen Prophets should we play out with? I feel like it's got to be the latest single.
Yeah, we can't play that. That still needs to be released.
It will be released. By the time that this goes out, it's released.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then play that.
Yeah, do that one.
Nice. Where can people find you and get a hold of your music? Give us the handles.
Spotify, search The Fallen Prophets. I have no idea what our Instagram and Facebook is. Search The Fallen Prophets and then look for the scary picture.
No, we're basically on every platform that you can think of.
Except TikTok, so that's why people have to send
And
us when
Pornhub.
KSI. Well, that's private.
Upload the music video to them.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, just search The Fallen Prophets, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify.
Deezer, wherever you want.
Whatever your streaming service of choice. Other streaming services are available.
No, evenly on Google.
Yeah, we will be somewhere on there.
Google Play Store.
Yeah, YouTube. Go check out the music videos. We got 3 now.
Yeah. Many more to come now.
And yeah, go check it out. And then hopefully we'll start doing some gig vlogs and stuff soon as well. Dylan's been trying to push us to do our YouTube more so.
Yeah, the YouTube page, it's picking up very nicely now.
So no promises, but we'll try and do something.
Sweet. And for everything Sludge, visit sludgeunderground.com. You can support unsigned artists and shop some merch to keep us going. If you need new friends, join our Discord. If you need new music, the latest EP from The Fallen Prophets drops this November, so keep your ears open. Guys, thank you for chatting with me and taking us through your work. It's been such a ride.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks. It's been awesome.
Thank you for listening. This is Beneath the Veil of Flesh by The Fallen Prophets.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Sludge Underground. If you enjoyed the show, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're aiming for 500 subscribers, and with your support, we can get there. Every subscription helps us bring you more great content and insightful interviews. Don't forget to check out our exclusive merch store for some unique goodies. Your support keeps the podcast thriving and allows us to continue delivering quality episodes. Hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, and stay tuned for more exciting content. Until next time, take care and keep watching.